Hello, welcome in. This is the Cleo reality creation station where I do my best to help you create your own reality using the sacred keys of the tarot. Thank you all so much for your lovely, generous donations, comments, subscriptions, and your continued support. If you're new here, welcome in. And I'm going to dive right in and see what message we have today. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors, higher beings, can you show me, please, what is the most important message for my viewers? What is the most important message? Show me. Ooh. One at a time. 9 of Wands here. I'm getting this energy of fortified. Like you've told the universe so many times what you want, that there's this bricking in of energy, this solidifying of your positioning, where, you know, you cannot be moved. I'm hearing that song, we shall not be moved. So there's this energy here of you sending out really powerful messages to the universe, and the universe is recognizing you, you know, you're in your positioning mentally, spiritually, and physically, and you've got a strong foundation to achieve what you want. This is like you've built a new road with your intention and your strong force of will. So I really like that. Show me more. I'm hearing the angels are beside you, and they're really impressed with the way you've been carrying yourself, with the way that, you know, you keep your mind in a really strong position here. We've got the 6 of Wands. Okay, so this is why they're so impressed, because, you know, you've got this idea in your head, this thing you want to create, or this person you want to be. I'm hearing you know yourself really well. And what I'm getting is that's why you're so good at holding your positioning. And I'm getting this Taurian energy here. You could have a particularly highlighted 8th house in your birth chart, or you could be a Taurus or have something, you know, strong when it comes to Taurus in your birth chart. Venus energy also I'm getting. So, you know, you could know where your Venus sign is and know what it means, or have, you know, a good relationship with that positioning in your birth chart. If not, they're saying check out your Venus placement, because that could enhance your reality creation. 9 of Wands with the 6 of Wands, your tenacity and your force of will. You know, you've really dug your heels in on something here in such a powerful way that, you know, there's no stopping this creation is what I'm getting here. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got the victory wreath on the 6 of Wands, the angels right beside you. And then I've got the 8 of Cups here, and they are really pulling me towards the heart on this cup right here, and telling me that, you know, as stubborn as you might seem to people, if there's anyone trying to stop you or sway you on your pathway, it will not happen. I'm getting, you know, you could come across as stubborn, and, you know, what the angels are saying is that you're stubborn in all the right ways. You are driven by the heart. You know, you're not doing this simply to prove a point or anything like that. Although I do feel like there's this energy of you proving a point and showing people what you're made of, and showing yourself what you're made of. And, you know, you're just following your own guiding star and following your heart with what you're creating here. Queen of Swords with the 8 of Cups. I am feeling this energy of you following, you know, your own North Star, your own higher self, your own guidance system. And it's particularly tuned to a very heightened level where you understand it perfectly and you can feel it perfectly. And you don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need the thumbs up from anyone. Just the gods, just the universe. And, you know, you can feel that tugging along. And I'm getting, it's like a really strong rope, your guiding star. There's no severing it. There's no separating you from it. It's this invisible rope that's pulling you along. And I feel like, you know, you love that feeling of knowing you're being guided and watched and protected and cheered on by non-physical beings or non-earthly beings, you know, people in other realms, spirit guides, and all that sort of thing. But we do have a strong energy of you moving away towards wish fulfillment. So this could be a change in circumstance somehow, a severing of the old life, a severing of old ways and old circumstances. And you've really put a lot into this. And that's why it's paying off. That's why, you know, the place you want to go to or the circumstances you want to experience will be made manifest. And I'm hearing that, you know, you're going to have really obvious signs that you created this and all that law of attraction stuff and all of that manifesting stuff, it's real because you've made it real. So you're going to have great big confirmations that it's all real, it's all magical, that you are the divine creator of your own reality. But not only that, you'll be moving away somewhere, you know, that's more to your taste, as much as I feel like you appreciate what you've got now. And that is also helpful in you getting to somewhere that you also appreciate. You know, this is an upgrade. This is you cutting off anything that no longer suits you or serves you, as much as you appreciate the fact that it served you in the past. This is you moving on to more victorious territory. Ace of Cups coming out right here. And the sun will be shining over you and your creation. Okay, I'm getting you're going through a phase. And, you know, this could be coming up for you where you're just going to feel this divinity over everything you do. You're going to feel it pouring out of you. And you're going to feel a sense of freedom with the doves here. This Ace of Cups could represent a new love or just your new state of being, which could involve a love relationship or new friendships, anything that makes your heart sing. This is what this Ace of Cups represents. A new scenario where you really fit in and, you know, lots of love is being triggered from you. I'm getting, you know, you're going to be sort of coaxed into a position of just feeling so full of love and light and energy. I'm getting you're going to feel revitalized, and the sun is shining upon everything you do. We've got the 8 of Wands here. So this is an energy of communication, but also an energy of flying. I'm getting Sagittarian energy here. So I feel like your soul's going to be flying. Sagittarius to me indicates the communion of you and your higher self. So it's strong centaur energy where we've got a creature that's half horse, half man, representing, you know, your divine nature merging with your earthly nature in such a smooth and harmonic way here. You could also be hearing about something that moves you to a place you would prefer now on your new leg of this journey, this new phase that you've conjured up in the most beautiful way. So this could definitely be indicative of an important phone call, an important letter, an email, something like that helps you move on in your journey to a place that suits this phase of your development. This new phase is coming out with this Ace of Cups. And you held your ground really well. This is victory and love being poured onto your path in a very powerful metaphysical way. I'm getting, you know, your metaphysical prowess is going to be proven to you, shown to you, displayed to you. You're going to have strong evidence that you are a master creator of reality and that in fact the universe does support you. You know, whatever energy you can pull in through your heart space, you can use in your creation and tuning of reality. We've got the Page of Cups here, the Knave of Cups in this deck, which would definitely indicate to me offers that are coming from the heart, whether it's a friendship offer or a relationship offer. 4 of Cups energy here. Show me more. And the 6 of Cups. I do feel like during your journey, you know, especially with this strong energy of you being, you know, very stubborn, if, you know, really planting your flag and making sure it stays planted. I do feel like, you know, you have had to turn down a lot of things to be in this position, this strong elevated position is what I'm getting here. You've had to sort of avoid temptation. This could be you avoiding karmic relationships or things that would have taken you off of your sovereign path, your higher pathway. And, you know, this was all necessary so that you could fly, you know, in the energy that you're currently in. But some of these rejections could have been difficult for you, or you could have had a bit of a tug of war over your soul. You know, people wanting you to come in one direction when you knew in your heart that you were following your own divine pathway and that you had to go that way. So I do feel like the right offers are coming in now, particularly with the 6 of Cups energy here, representing really deep soul bonds, you know, really deep heartful connections, and, you know, those sort of energies that just make you feel right at home. I'm getting you're going to feel right at home during the phase you're going into. We do have the Chariot here with the Knight of Cups. So there's lots of movement in the heart space, but also, you know, you've clarified in your mind who you are in a very victorious way. You've got 2 cards of victory on the table here, and the victory is in you knowing yourself and in following the feeling that feels best to you, following your heart in the most beautiful, glorious way. Okay, let's clarify these. I want me to clarify these and go a little bit deeper into these energies. Okay. So show me, please, the 9 of Wands. Can we have clarification on the 9 of Wands, please? The Queen of Pentacles. Again, this is about physical manifestation, but the Queens represent the heart space. So this is you making physical what means the most to your heart, and never taking any lower offers, never taking any half measures or anything that didn't feel right to you. This is you following the feeling of rightness all the way home, all the way to the bank, as they say, all the way into the loot lounge. So I love this Queen of Pentacles. Things are going to feel more luxurious to you, whatever that means to you, more comfortable. And I'm hearing more manageable. Things are going to feel far more manageable to you. Now you're hitting this victory, this reality creation victory. We've got the Ace of Swords here coming out on top of the 6 of Wands. So this clarity of mind that you've achieved, clearing your mind of things that weren't meant to be there and filling your mind with the right stuff has helped you stay honorable and true to your pathway. And that's the way we hit on the victory, by following, you know, our sovereign ideas, by bringing ourselves up higher, by holding ourselves up to a high standard. You've held yourself up to a very high standard, ethically and behaviorally and morally, and, you know, in terms of you following your own heart. You've never let yourself down, I'm getting here. You always stick to the truth and do the best you can to stick to your version of truth and, you know, to match your understanding of the universe. And you're willing to do the hard work to make sure you get the best and that you do your best. And this is why the universe is really rewarding you or matching your energy with this 6 of Wands here. Show me the 8 of Cups, please. I'm intrigued by these 2 clear energies with the Queen of Swords, 8 of Cups, of you cutting something off that doesn't suit you. We've got the Lovers here. So this could be about you walking away from a love relationship, but it also indicates to me, with, you know, the Chariot following the Lovers and the first 7 major arcana cards representing the tuning of the mind and the knowing of self, I do feel like you're moving away from transforming your ideas into something more solid. You know, you're getting the reward following what you chose before as you got to know yourself more and more. So no more sort of, you know, getting to know yourself, no more sort of moving ideas around. You found this solid idea of who you are and what you're all about. And once you know exactly what you want, the universe can dish it up. Page of Swords energy here. So this would be you cutting off energies that don't deserve to know what's going on in your life, that don't deserve a seat in your arena. I'm kind of getting that impression here. You know, maybe you attract a lot of viewers in some way or another. You know, this could even be you getting away from nosy neighbors or from friends who aren't quite as supportive as you would like, and moving into a more heartful arena here with this Page of Cups energy replacing the Page of Swords. But, you know, I feel like people are far too inquisitive when it comes to knowing your business, thinking about you and stuff like that. So I definitely feel like this could be, you know, an actual moving away from where the energy and the ingredients of the relationship just didn't suit. You know, you just didn't suit one another. And you've maybe tried to get away from them before. This will be a final severing of relationships that don't suit you, or conditions that do not suit you, or just nosy people, like I say. I'm kind of getting this energy that, and this could be a narcissistic energy with the Page of Swords, but I'm kind of getting this energy that you attract a lot of unwanted attention. And this could just be in the neighborhood, or this could be in any kind of scenario, work, you know, whatever. But, you know, you're moving away from that. and your frequency has been purified. You've purified your frequency with your strong force of will to the point where only good things can come to you. Ace of Cups energy, show me. We've got the Five of Wands with the Hanged Man here. Okay, so you did submit to the divine in a beautiful way. And again, we do have this energy of lots of onlookers with this Five of Wands. You see how they're all sort of staring at you and wanting to know what you're up to and what you're doing. But whatever the case may be, I feel like with the Hanged Man energy, you submitted to the divine on a much higher level. I'm hearing higher order. So your soul is of a higher kind of caliber than maybe a lot of the people that you're used to dealing with. And maybe this has tired you out at certain points, and maybe you've wanted to leave the scenario behind before. And I see you doing this now. I see you kind of leaving behind the things that you've already rejected. That's the message I'm getting. So you can reject something, or decide it's not for you, but maybe you've got to wait until you've got the money to move house, or maybe you've got to complete something else or find a new job before you can fully get rid of that which you've rejected. And I see that completion, that satisfying completion happening for you in your imminent future. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, okay, flying towards what you've invested in, zooming forwards to, the scenario that you created previously through knowing who you are, what you wanted, and what seeds to plant. You watered your garden, and now you're moving into that garden, the Garden of Eden for you, I'm hearing baby steps. You really did this in a focused way, despite maybe not seeing results straight away or anything like that. You really did the inner work and took responsibility and thought, you know what? I know it's possible. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep on, and I will get there. Nothing can stop me getting there. I really like this rugged determination, this focus you have that's so powerful. I absolutely adore it. The Chariot again on top of the Page of Cups here. So this is you moving towards satisfying relationships. People who maybe share an innocent heart. People who've got innocence like you, purity like you, people who can understand you, and people who are also dreamers like you. I feel like it's important for you, for your next phase of development and growth, that you be around people who have a similar way of knowing they can achieve everything they dream of. I really love seeing that energy here. The Chariot twice. So that's victory 3 times over for you. I am getting the number 333. Being very relevant here as well. Show me the Four of Cups, please. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, so there are things you had to reject because they were slowing you down. Okay, maybe this was being around people who were too comfortable with what they already had created, or maybe they were just too comfortable living in a world that someone else had already created for them when they were born into it. There's something here about feeling like there were energies that didn't match your fast-moving manifestational kind of pace here, because joy is a fast-moving energy. So, I'm getting that, you're not going to get stuck in the mud with them. You didn't want to get stuck in the mud with certain energies. And I'm hearing flavors here, I'm getting a reference of quavers for anyone who's in the UK. Floaty light, they're floaty light. I feel like you want to be around light-hearted people who know that the whole universe supports them. And that what you conjure in your heart, you can use as ingredients in your painting of reality. Show me one more, because I want to be nosy with this. Oh no, they're saying don't. They're saying clarify with a different deck. Okay. Yeah, getting away from anything that slows you down in your pursuit of bliss. I love it. Show me the Six of Cups. The Fool card. I love it. Fresh new start. And you're taking no prisoners here. Okay. You're just like lovely and savage when it comes to cutting things off that aren't meant to be part of your life. So I love this fresh vantage point. You really tuning into your immortal nature, knowing your soul is immortal and carrying with you gifts from previous lives and stuff like that. I feel like you can really feel the divinity in your immortality now, and you're living life from that vantage point of knowing there's nothing to fear and there's everything to gain, and you can dream as big as you want, and you have the power to create worlds with your beautiful heart. There is something about you unpacking something that you've carried with you in this past life satchel. So I don't know what that's going to be, but it's almost like you've kept certain parts of yourself locked away for precious beings to come in, soul group members only, you know, those beings who've been incarnating with you in various storylines for a long time, thousands of years. I'm getting for you. Okay, so you're a mature to old soul is what I'm getting. We do have the 9 of Wands again on the bottom of this deck, confirming that you sticking to your guns and being really solid in your ideas of self and knowing the kind of feeling you want in your life is helping you tune to that aesthetic, and your mind is going to flow into, you know, your ideal reality. And you know, you already hold the ideal reality in your mind, but now I feel like you're going to be joining up with other beings and maybe a new geographical location that's going to suit you on a soul level in a gorgeous way. Show me this Queen of Pentacles, please. Cosmic order point. So you knew what you deserved. You know, you knew the exact lifestyle you wanted, how you wanted to feel, the kind of people you wanted to be around, and you held true to that. So I'm really loving the fact that you had such a solid and deep-rooted sense of self that the universe can really respond to that. When you've got such a powerful knowing of what you want and who you are, the universe can really flow and join you with an equally powerful energy. So you did that. They want you to be reassured that the universe is giving you a gold star for this. Okay, we've got forfeit for more here, and this is an 8 of Cups energy with the 8 of Hearts here. So you know, you have, you know, sacrificed a lot that other people would maybe snap up or hold on to get to this point. I do feel like this involves maybe romance, friendships, jobs you could have taken. Maybe you could have made easy money, but you chose to take the divine pathway, which might take longer, but you get more rewards, you know, overall, than if you were to go for the lower pathway of making quick money. There's something like that here, where you took the divine pathway at any cost, no matter what, knowing that the real reward is in the heart and in how you feel. And you know, the divine does love to test our faith. There are lots of temptations around in the lower world. You know, we could just buy loads of stuff and shove it on the internet and sell it and make millions. That's easy enough for anyone to do. But if you want to take the godly path, the sacred path, you follow your higher self instead of that urge for instant gratification. And I really feel like you are expert at doing this now. Now for you, it wouldn't make sense to you to be around people who didn't do this, or it wouldn't make sense to you, you know, it's so obvious to you that this is the only way to do it now, is what I want to say. Following your higher self is so natural and easy for you, and you're going to feel free here. We've got the Joker card coming out, my freedom card, which is, you know, very similar to the Fool card in the sense that, you know, you're here to explore and have adventures in the physical realm, and you know your soul is untouchable, invincible, and immortal. And this is so solidified into your being now. You know, it's almost like you've got your higher self tattooed somewhere. Someone could be thinking about getting a tattoo to reaffirm, or as a badge of honor, when it comes to this version of you that you've developed. And ooh, it's almost like you've pinned your higher self into place and there's no going back now. I really like this. Show me. We're getting Truth Hurts coming out with the Queen of Swords, Page of Swords. Okay, so, you know, maybe you're the truth teller and you tell people what you think of them, and maybe it hurts them, and then maybe you find yourself in your own company thinking, you know what, I'm waiting for my soul group, I'm waiting for the real ones, I'm not settling down, you know, in the illusion that just goes round and round forever. You know, you're not doing that. I feel like you got sick of being around people who lived in that illusion, who aren't aware of their own nature, who don't self-analyze or want to go higher. They just settle. You're not a settler. You know, you are not a settler. You are an adventurer. You are a dreamer. And the universe loves a dreamer. You know, the universe is always waiting for people it can really work with, because they allow the energy to flow through them of creating whatever they want. So this is really gorgeous. Show me the Hanged Man, Ace of Cups. God's army, defense. Okay, so I do feel like you're one of these people that really holds the fort. Like I said in the beginning, an earth angel, a star seed, a warrior of God, and you will not be budged when it comes to what you know and how you do things, because you're doing things the divine way. And I'm getting that you don't care if there's 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 29 billion people who will do it the lower way, the illusional way, the greedy, bodily way. You do things the divine way, and you're pulled along by your higher self. And that's that. We've got an offer coming in on top of this 8 of Wands. I knew it. Something you've invested in, you're going to receive a communication about, and it's going to be wonderful with the Jack of Diamonds. This would be our combo of the Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, but I do feel like this is a Page of Pentacles energy where you're going to be getting a letter through the door or something like that that's really important for you. Perfect investment here, okay, on our Chariot and the Page of Cups. So maybe you watched some of my soul group readings previously, and once you felt that feeling, it made sense to you. Maybe you've always felt that feeling that you're waiting for your gang or something like that, but you've made the perfect divine investment, and I feel like you're just going to be laughing with joy at how simple things are. Now you're fully fledged as a divine fool, rather than the people maybe you've been around in the past who are non-divine fools. We're all fools. Every single one of us is a fool. It just depends what kind of fool do you want to be. You want to be a divine fool, knowing you live forever. Your soul is immortal, that you take all those gifts that you've conjured with love with you, in the astral realm when you leave the physical? Or do you want to be a non-sacred fool? Do you want to just be a bare basic fool who falls for all the physical temptations? You're a divine, sparkly fool, and I feel like you're going to be laughing with the giddiness of it. There's something about you laughing and being so giggly and so happy going forward. Supreme passion here. So you rejected people who weren't on your frequency. You're going for the divine unions, the soul group members, and the divine, blissful, heavenly, loot lounge, reality, speed boost. This is the 8 of Wands again, coming out on top of our Fool with the 6 of Cups. So something you're waiting for, or something you've, maybe wanted. And I'm getting, this isn't a desperate one. It's just like, okay, maybe this will happen and it'll be cool. It's happening. I really love this. 6 of Cups with the Fool and the 8 of Wands. The universe loves a dreamer. You pinpointing what you want in a crystal clear way has really made it happen. I love this. You are one of the rare few, okay? It's beautiful. We've got mittens here. So I feel like you could be having a lot of fun in the winter. Someone's going to be handling you very carefully, and maybe you're going to be handling them very carefully. There's something about being handled in a very tender way here. And blissful nights, I'm getting blissful nights where everything just clicks into place in the most gorgeous divine way. So Spirit is saying, welcome aboard the divine ship of fools, because you are an elite level cosmic creator now, and you did it despite all odds, and you did it despite, whatever people or circumstances were around you. You held your ground, and it's beautiful as a member of God's divine fools. I love this. You've done so well. You're going to be bursting forward into what you've created imminently. I love you. Mwah.